This Friday, November 18th at 7:30 at Crescent Fort Rouge United Church, the Fresh Blood Project, in conjunction with Winnipeg's Groundswell, will be presenting Fresh Blood Project 3. The Fresh Blood Project is an initiative started by Winnipeg percussionist Cameron Denby that aims to feature new works for percussion performed by up-and-coming musicians. The concert on Friday will feature 3 world premiere performances of pieces for percussion ensemble, as well as classical favorites adapted for percussion by Denby. It promises to be a really interesting and entertaining concert. And joining me here to talk about the show, I am joined by Fresh Blood founder Cameron Denby. Hey, Cameron, good to see
Hi,
you
Chris.
again.
Great to be here.
Mhm. The name of the project is Fresh Blood, and I know it initially came from a Halloween concert that was happening a while ago, but it's really morphed into something different. Here, Fresh Blood, we're talking about fresh blood is in regards to new composers and new performers. Why is fostering new talent and giving a place for their music to be heard and performed so important to you?
I think it's really important because we have all these new people who are coming up that just the only place a lot of the time you get to perform is just with people who have been around for a long time. There's kind of this set idea. When you bring in a new group of people, you end up with a lot of new ideas, kind of new approaches. You end up with a lot of music that just doesn't sound like a lot of other music that you hear.
There's going to be the 3 new works on the program. Can you talk about the composers and their works that are going to be performed on Friday night?
Yeah, absolutely. With support from the Manitoba Arts Council, I commissioned 3 new works. This is a separate part of the project. Really doesn't have anything to do with the concert. We're just playing them at the concert. But we have these 3 new pieces that are all designed to fit inside a backpack. So you have to be able to take all the instruments and put them in a bag and just take them wherever you're going. Because last year we did the concert was these huge pieces. We had marimba and vibraphone quartet. So they were massive pieces. They were awesome, but you couldn't take them anywhere because you couldn't take them on the road because these instruments are so big. So I thought we would kind of scale things down, take a little more of an approach to sort of accessibility. So we have these 3 pieces that need to fit in a backpack. So one of them, we have Kiara Nathaniel, we have Rebecca Schrader, and we have Steph Davis, 2 Winnipeg composers and 1 international composer. So we have varying sort of degrees of how specific the music is, from very, very precisely written out all the way to very aleatoric, a little more freedom of what even the sounds are. It was not even fully notated what instruments we use. So we have these 3 pieces that are all very different, but they're all for tiny little instruments that you can just throw on your back and run away.
Sounds fantastic. I know Kiara Nathaniel and Rebecca Schrader had works performed by the amazing Standing Wave Ensemble as part of Groundswell's Ex Machina concert that happened about a month ago, which is a real feather in their cap. What's it been like collaborating with them and Steph Davis?
It's always a delight to collaborate with these composers. I've worked with the 3 of them quite a few times over the past few years since I've been putting on these shows since 2019. They all have very clear atmospheric ideas that are all really different. So a lot of the time, when you're playing one of Kiara's pieces, when you're playing one of Rebecca's pieces, and when you're playing one of Steph's pieces. But each piece is like, you never know what you're going to get, but once you're playing it, oh yeah, this is Kiara for sure.
Huh. With percussion, there's always the issue of gear and how many players, and you have to schlep the gear in and out of the venue, and how many players can possibly play how many parts at the same time. You touched on this a little bit earlier, but can you talk about some of the instruments that are going to be used on Friday night and how many players it's going to feature?
Yeah, we have 5 players. So there's myself and 4 others. We had a little bit of an ensemble shakeup, but we've recovered. We're back on the road. And I've arranged a few classical pieces for marimba and vibraphone. Anyone who was at the concert last year will remember the stage was just full of these instruments, but this time we just have 1 marimba and 1 vibraphone. So we're going to be cramming different amounts of people on each instrument, everything from 2 people on 1 marimba, 1 on each. We have a few pieces where we got 4 people on the 1 marimba and 2 people on the vibraphone. So those will be the classical pieces. We'll get these weird mixes of instruments. And people playing them. And then the new pieces, there'll be some surprises. We're going to be playing with books. We're going to be playing on just pieces of wood. We got tin foil, all sorts of weird. I don't even know what some of them will be yet. There's still a few surprises.
Can you talk about some of the other works that are going to be on the program? So you've got the three new works by the
Yeah.
up and coming composers. Can you talk about some of the classical pieces that are going to be heard and the arrangements that you did?
Yeah, absolutely. I really like ragtime, so I always try and have a couple ragtime pieces. We have a Scott Joplin rag, and we have one of Charles Hunter's rag. He's a little less known of ragtime composer, but wrote some really beautiful music. Um, there will be a Vivaldi concerto, one movement, and then at a concert we did in the spring, I did this huge arrangement of one of Lecuona's piano pieces, and we're going to be doing a couple movements from that, and then two little surprises at the end.
So the Fresh Blood Project is part of Groundswell's Ground Floor initiative, but this has really been a project that's been built literally from the ground up. I know you financed some of it yourself, but you're getting more and more support from donors such as Groundswell and the philanthropist Michael Nesbitt. Where do you hope the Fresh Blood Project will be in 5 or 10 years, say down the road?
Oh, that's a long time. It's hard to say. I definitely, like, currently we've been doing this idea where in the spring we kind of get started, make the works, and then we have a combination recording session concert week, basically a weekend, or in a short span of time. We kind of do it all as one big project. What I'd like to do is do a couple, get it to the point where it's kind of ongoing. So we do a couple reading and recording sessions through the year, and then find the strongest pieces and put those to the concert. But I think it's really important. It's one thing to get the pieces written and recorded, but getting them out on the stage in front of people is what it's really all about. So that's the goal, is to just keep building the concerts up.
The concert on Friday night is at 7:30 at Crescent Fort Rouge United Church. It sounds like it's going to be just great. How much are tickets, and where can people go to find out more details?
Tickets are $15. They are available at CameronDenby.com. There's if you go to just the main page of my website, it's my full name, CameronDenby.com. Right on the front page, there's a big logo for the project, and then a couple links. You can get your tickets. You can learn more about the concert, and there's a link to a fundraiser as well if you want to donate, because all of our material expenses are covered, but what we need to finish fundraising for is to get the artist fees paid.
Right. Cameron, this has just been great talking to you today. All the best on Friday night. For our Classic 107 listeners, as always, if you want more details, you can go to our website, classic107.com, and click on the events tab, or you can read the article that is now up on our website, classic107.com. And in the article, I've embedded a direct link to the ticket website, so you can find tickets there. Cameron, thanks again. This has just been great.
Thanks so much, Chris.